when did you guys start working together?
So we started exactly 2 years ago in April 2018. And I met Alex here in Rwanda, and we became friends, and we talked about Africa, about entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
He was working at one of the biggest companies in the medical supply industry in East Africa. And he was a very, very successful manager there. And you know, I was surprised. He was very young. 2 years ago, he was 27. And I was like, wow, that's really impressive. You know, a manager at that age. And he had a lot of good ideas, and he was on the ground, and he saw problems. And I think entrepreneurship always evolves or rises when you see a problem and a solution. So we were traveling around Rwanda a little bit, and especially in rural areas, we were seeing that many hospitals didn't have the right medical supply.
Okay.
In fact, every minute in Africa, 5 children are dying because of diseases that can actually be prevented if they had the right medical supply. And then we were thinking, what are the problems? Why is there no medical supply? The medical supply chain in Africa is completely broken. You know, there are no real manufacturers here in Africa. So hospitals and doctors, they have to import everything that they need from abroad, from Europe, South America, from Asia. And that takes very long. So imagine you need something, you know, and you have to wait for even 2 or 3 months to arrive. That's the case sometimes, you know, in Congo, in Burundi. Here, fortunately, in Rwanda, we're a little bit more developed already. So the supply chain is a little bit in a better situation, I would say, but there are still huge challenges here. So what we thought is, why not bringing together technology and medical supply and create a health tech company where we solve the broken supply chain, where we fix the supply chain. And how are we doing that? Well, right now you have to imagine hospitals are doing procurement, right? They're buying products, so they buy them, and they spend a lot of money upfront, buying huge quantity of products that they're not even sure that they will use them, you know? Sometimes they even expire. And they stock them there, and then, for some reason, there's an emergency, or maybe a disease that is not very common, and they find out that they don't have what they actually need right now. They stocked a lot of products of one kind, but they don't have everything. It's very difficult to have always everything around. So we thought, why not optimizing that, you know, and enabling a hospital to always have a minimum quantity available at any time. So instead of buying 10,000 surgery gloves, you know, you just need 500 per day, maybe even less. So that's what we're providing with VIEBEG Medical, VIEBEG Technologies, our technology company. And what we're doing is we collect all this data, you know. We are selling to a lot of clinics here in East Africa, and we're planning to sell all over Africa. So imagine that the new oil, that's what they say, the new oil is data in this world. So we collect all that data, and then with artificial intelligence, you know, and pattern recognition, we try to optimize procurement for hospitals so that they always have the minimum quantity available that they need. And also the data, now, you know, everyone is talking about the coronavirus.
Yes.
So everyone is afraid. And that's another...
especially me.
Yeah, especially you. Okay. I've just been to China, so no, I'm joking. So actually, you know, also when you have all that data and when you know, okay, in that hospital now, there are a lot of people who are sick and they have high fever. They need special medicine. You can analyze that data and you will see something is wrong in that region. So basically, you're predicting it, or you're already you're screening an outbreak of Ebola, for example, you know, or coronavirus in China. And there are always different viruses or diseases that are coming, even malaria epidemics. So we, with all our data, can analyze that and can alert organizations like the World Health Organization or even the governments up front. And especially, and that's the most important thing, we can alert hospitals up front and tell them what we think that they will need and we can bring it to them